All of you can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the last lecture, we were doing about controller design problem. I told you this problem is very, very important. Now in current syllabus, they will ask this particular problem for 10 marks. But I mean, this is the ideal situation. They should ask for 10 marks, but nobody will stop them for asking for 15 marks, 20 marks. But in the current 80-20 scenario, I mean, the 80 marks theory paper, it's supposed to be asked for 10 marks only. Okay. But one problem may be definitely there from this particular type, design a fuzzy controller. So we were doing this first problem, washing machine controller. So I'll just quickly revise in 5 minutes and then we will resume from the where we completed till last step. Okay. So the problem was design a fuzzy controller to determine the wash time of a domestic washing machine. Assume that the inputs are dirt, grease on the clothes. Use three descriptors. Okay. Use three descriptors for each input variable. So they have given that we are supposed to use three descriptors for each input for dirt and grease, and five descriptors. Okay, five descriptors for output variables. Design a set of rules for control action and defuzzification. The design should be supported by figures wherever possible. Clearly indicate that if clothes are soiled, that is dirty, to a larger degree, wash time required would be more. Okay, so if the clothes are less dirty, then time required to wash the cloth is less. If the clothes are more dirty, okay, to a larger extent, then the time required to wash is more. This is what we have to prove from our example. So what I told you, that in this kind of problem we have to see what are the different inputs and outputs are available. Then for inputs, how many descriptor variables we are supposed to take, and for output, how many variables. Just wait, there is noise is coming. I'll just close the windows. Wait. Yeah. So if you see here, three descriptors for dirt and grease, and for wash time we are supposed to take five descriptors. So in the first step, what is the first step? Choosing out linguistic variables. Okay, what do you mean by linguistic variables? The fuzzy variables. That means if dirt is there, so we are assuming that small dirt, medium dirt, and large dirt as a three linguistic variables. Similarly for grease, we are assuming that small grease, medium grease, and large grease. And wash time, since we are supposed to, this is the output variable, and we are supposed to take five linguistic variables. So we have taken as very small by vs, small by s, medium by m, l by large, okay, and then vl very large. So this is the first step where we are supposed to choose out the linguistic variable. So remember, in this kind of problem, always first try to see what are the different input variables and output variables are given, and then the second step, always check how many descriptors are given for input variable and how many descriptors are given for output variable. So they will keep changing in only no in the input descriptors and the output descriptors. So for example, if here we are solving a problem of three descriptors for the input variable, in the exam they may ask for four descriptors or five descriptors. So if they are asking for five descriptors and you are solving for three descriptors, then straight away, I mean, we can straight away give you 0 mark for that particular thing, right? Because choosing out the linguistic variable, the first step itself is wrong. So that's why be careful, because the answer may vary for everybody. And if you try to solve this particular problem, definitely you will get certain marks, right? So if you are doing in the first step only wrong, then you will not get the mark. So this is very important step to check how many descriptive variables they have told. Then the second step is normalization. So in the normalization, basically we decide what should be there on the axis, because we have to draw ultimately the graph and the equation, that is called a fuzzification step. So for that particular thing, we are choosing over here that what should be the on the axis. what should be the scale. So for dirt and grease, we are assuming that let's say for dirt it will be 0 to 100% dirt will be there. If the 100% dirt is there, that means fully dirty, right? So like this. Similarly for grease also, we are assuming that 0 to 100%. And a wash time here I have taken 0 to 60 minutes. So maximum I have assumed that it will take, a washing machine will take 60 minutes. You can assume 2 hours also, right? 120 minutes. So it's up to you. It's up to your design. Okay. So I have assumed for 0 to 60 minutes. Now the third step is fudgification. So first two steps, if there is any doubt, please let me know. The first step is choosing out linguistic variables, and second step to decide the scales, normalization. So is there any doubt? If you are having any doubt, please ask me. Otherwise, we will proceed with the third step, that is fudgification. Okay. So let's go ahead. So the fudgification step, yeah. In the fudgification step, for each input variable and output variable, we are supposed to draw the graph, and then we are supposed to write the equation. So I told you that though you can draw in different shapes for the fudgification, right? You are having various shapes. We have studied different fudgy membership functions, right? Bell shape is there, Gaussian shape is there, trapezoidal is there, triangular is there, L shape is there, T shape is there, right? But this is the proper shape, and this will take very less time to write the equation. That's why we are choosing this kind of no graph. If you take the curve shape graph, then writing equation is very difficult. It's it's very difficult to write the exact equation for the curve. So it's always very, good idea to draw lines like this, and there's, because writing equation will be very easy. So for the dirt, we have drawn this particular graph, right? So this is our x-axis, and remember, for every variable we are supposed to take one variable. So if you see here, for the dirt I have taken x, for the grease I have taken y, and for the wash time I have taken z. So x, y, z. If you see the dirt and grease graph, almost they are same, exactly same. Only thing, the variable name is changed. So this is my dirt. The first one is 0 to 50, and on the x-axis I have taken 0%, 50%, 100%. Similarly, on the grease also, on the y-axis I have taken 0%, 50%, and 100%. So till 0 to 50, I'm saying small dirt, and from 0 to 100, this graph I have drawn, and this is for the medium dirt. It is having two lines, and then 50 onwards, I am saying this is a large dirt, right? In the similar way, and remember one thing, that this line is supposed to be there till this particular point, so that we can fix out the range. Okay. Similarly, if you see here the grease, 0 to 50%, I am saying small grease. Then this is my medium grease line, and this is my large grease. Then for wash time, I told you that wash time, you can have the scale on your z axis depending on you. For example, 5 minutes or 10 minutes on the equal intervals. It's up to you. But I have solved the problem by taking these particular values. So I advise you, all of you, to take the same value so that our answer will be same. And then later, it's up to you. You can modify this particular problem according to your suitable scales and all. So I've taken here 0, 10, 25 minutes, 40 minutes, and 60 minutes, right? So, and then the 0 to 10, I've taken very small time. Then this is my small time, medium time, large time, and very large time. So this is how we have drawn the equation. There is no science in drawing this particular thing. It's our intuition we have drawn according to us, okay? And everybody's design will different depending on their intuition. Okay, then the writing about the equation. So the first graph is this one. So we will go on writing the equation for every input variable and the output variable. So I told you that you are supposed to focus on the decreasing line and the increasing line, and in the similar way you have to write the equation. So for example, this is first line is what? A decreasing line, right? A decreasing line. Then if you see, this one is the increasing line, and then it has decreasing line also. So medium dirt, we are having two lines. One is increasing line, second is decreasing line. Similarly, in the large dirt, we are having one increasing line. So in the medium dirt, we'll be getting two equations, right? And in the small dirt and for the large dirt, we'll be getting one equation. So here we have written the equation. How to represent it? You can always write mu of dirt x equal to. Similarly, mu of grease y equal to. Then mu of wash time z equal to. Okay, so in this way you can represent it. And then on the right hand side you write the equation and their limits. So the first line is for the small dirt, so we are writing the notation as mu of small dirt of x is equal to, and we are supposed to write that particular equation. So how to write the equation, since this is what a decreasing line? I told you whenever it's a decreasing line, always see the below point. So below point is 50. What you can do, 50 minus x, that variable name, 50 minus x divided by this range, 50 minus 0. 50 minus x divided by 50 minus 0. Okay. Then the next and what limits you can give, this limit is from 0 to 50. Since there is only one line, so we are writing the limits in this way, that x is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 50. Then if you see the mu md, that is the medium dirt of x is equal to, so first line is this one, increasing line, and the second is the decreasing line. So for the increasing line, I told you that always take the variable name. So here the variable name is x, so x minus 0 divided by this 50 minus 0, so that is x upon 50. This will be the first line, and the limits you can give as what, x is greater than equal to 0 and less than 50. Okay, so this is what we are saying. Then for the second line you can say what, x is greater than 50. So don't include the x point in, I mean the 50 point in both the equation, in the both the equation of the line. Why I am saying, because even if you don't, even if you are including, then it will not have much difference, but the problem solving will be a little bit difficult. So to avoid that particular scenario, because if we will going to take the value x equal to 50, then we have to solve two equations. So to avoid that, we are taking this 50 point in one of the line. That's it. So I told you that if you're writing the equation for two lines, if you're taking the 50 point, this 50, x is less than equal to 50 in the first equation, then the second equation simply take x greater than 50. Okay, this is not less than equal to, you can take x greater than 50 to avoid this 50 in this line also. Clear? And similarly for large dirt, so this is my large dirt, this is increasing line, so I can say x minus 50 divided by 100 minus 50, that is 50. Okay, and what will be the range of x? X is greater than equal to 50 and less than equal to 100. So this is how we can write the equation. In the similar tone, the equation of grease can also be written, right, exactly in the similar way. Only thing, the variable name will change. So here we have used x variable, here we are supposed to use y variable. That's it. In the similar way, we are supposed to write the wash time equation also. Only thing, in this particular case, for small, medium, and large, we'll be getting two equations. For very small and very large, we'll be getting one equation. So till here, we had completed in the last lecture. And those who have missed out these equations, they can note down the equations. Only thing, this particular equation is, it is x is greater than 50 and less than equal to 100. So I hope all of you are having the equations. And if you don't have the equation, I can show you, so you can write it, because we will require the equation. We will require the equation. So all of you have the equations.
Sir, could you show us wash time equations?
Okay. So this is our wash time equation. So I request all of you to, most probably it will be correct, but if any problem is there anywhere, so you can just check it out. So the first equation is very small. Okay, z is equal to 10 minus z upon 10, where z is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 10. So this is for very small time. Then for small time, the equation is z by 10. For z is in between 0 and 10. And then the second line is what? Z is greater than 10 and less than equal to 25. It's 25 minus Z upon 50. 25 minus Z upon 50. Then medium, for medium we are having Z minus 10 upon 50, 15 for Z in between 10 and 25. And then the second equation is for Z greater than 25 but less than equal to 40. This is 40 minus Z upon 50. Similarly, for large watch time, we are having two equations. So first equation is between 25 and 40. So this is Z minus 25 upon 50. And the second equation is Z greater than 40 and less than equal to 60. So this is 60 minus Z upon 20. 60 minus Z upon 20. Then the last equation, very large watch time, where we are having Z minus 40 upon 20 for Z in between 40 and 60. So if we complete it, we can proceed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we finished this third step, that is fudgification. In the fudgification step, you are supposed to draw the graph and supposed to write the equation. That's it. Then the fourth step. The fourth step is this. The fourth step I've given the name as if and then rules. Okay, so in this particular method, we are supposed to make one if and then rules. That is one decision table, right? So I've given the name as if and then rules. So the selected rules are represented on the tables below. And in this particular table, we are supposed to write on the left hand side, I mean the row wise, I've written dirt. Let me increase the size. Yeah. So the row wise, I have included the dirt. So small dirt, medium dirt, and large dirt. 3 rows I'm having. And the column wise, I have included a grease. Okay. So basically, by looking at the inputs, okay, dirt and grease, we have to decide the output. This is what the idea of this particular decision table. So if you see the column wise, I have taken 3 variables: small grease, medium grease, and large grease. Row wise, dirt, small dirt, medium dirt, large dirt, and column wise, small grease, medium grease, and large grease. Now I'm making this particular table. So just see here, pay attention. So I'm saying here, if dirt is small and small grease is there, then the time required to wash the cloth will be very small. Okay. So this is what if then rules, right? I am writing. So here we'll be having total 9 rules because 3 inputs are there, 3 into 3, right? 3 into 3 linguistic variables are there. So total will be having 9 rules, 9 if then rules. So I'm saying that if the dirt is small and grease is small, then the time required to wash that particular cloth will be very small. Then I'm saying if the dirt is small, but the medium grease is there, then the time required to solve that particular cloth is medium. Similarly, if I'm saying if a small dirt is there and large grease is there, then the time required to wash the cloth is large. Okay. Then for the medium dirt, I'm taking what? If the dirt is medium and the small grease is there, then the time required is small. If the medium dirt is there, medium grease is there, then the medium. Now you will be wondering that how you are assigning large, very large, and all these variables. So it's up to you. I mean, somebody will say that no, sir, here the time required will be very large, acceptable. You can have there, no problem at all. But my one advice is there, whenever you are making this particular decision table, everybody's decision table can vary according to their intuition knowledge regarding the domain of that particular problem. But the thing is what, if you're going towards this particular direction from left to right or from top to bottom, so see the order should be maintained. For example, I'm going from very small, then the medium, and then the large. So here if you see my increasing order is there, so I have maintained the order. So you cannot write like this, very small, then here large, and then here medium, right? It cannot be in that way. So in whatever way you are writing, please ensure that you are maintaining the order. Similarly, if you're going in the downward direction, okay, so here I have taken as a very small, then I'm moving towards a small, then I'm moving towards medium. So my order is maintained. Similarly, if you see here, medium. So in the second row also medium, it's okay. But and then the third one it's large, okay. But there is no out of order. So you can have the same level or the next level, right? Whether it's an increasing or decreasing order, that's up to you. But please maintain the order. For example, if you see a large, large, and then the very large is there, so no problem at all. But you cannot have large, very large, and then again large or small, right? So in this way, we cannot design the table. So this decision table, it's totally up to your intuition and your knowledge, but please maintain the order. So if you let's take the example of the last row, this is large dirt. So I'll compare with the small grease. So if the dirt is large and the small grease is there, I'm assuming that the time required to wash the cloth will be medium, because as comparison to dirt, as comparison to grease, the dirt will take less time. So but the dirt over here is large dirt, so I am assuming that it will take the medium time. But the moment medium grease is also there and the large dirt is there, so I am assuming the time required will be large. And then there is no question, I mean, if this is the large grease and the large dirt, so obviously will be having very large time to wash that particular cloth. So I hope this decision table will be clear. Okay, there is no hard science in this particular thing. It's totally up to you in what way you are making this particular decision table, just by your own thinking, right? But you are supposed to maintain the order. So if you are having anybody, if anybody is having any doubt in this particular decision table, this decision table is very important. So if you are having any doubt, please let me know. You can ask the question. If you're not understood anything, so if you don't have any question, then we can proceed. Okay. So let's proceed. So any moment of time, you can stop me and you can ask me if you're not understanding anything, because this problem is big problem. Normally it requires 1 to 2 hours to solve. And that's why if you see in the last lecture also we started and we are still on the middle halfway only. Okay. Now what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to write all the 9 rules. Okay. This is important. See, whenever you are solving in the paper this particular problem, so see the time. I mean, if you are attempting this particular question, in the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then see whether you are having enough time to write all the 9 rules. If you don't have to have the time to write all the 9 rules, then you can just randomly pick 3 rules and you can write in words. Okay, what I mean to say is, suppose I want to write this particular rule, right? This is a large wash type. So how I will write in sentence: if dirt on the clothes is large and grease on the cloth is medium, then the time required to wash that particular cloth is large. This is how you can write in words, right? So if you're going to write all the 9 rules, it's good. Depends on your time. And if you don't have time, then at least write 2 3 rules, so that the examiner will understand that how you are making this particular table. So here I normally give the instruction to the student that you please write all the 9 rules. So there should not be any scope of no any cutting of the marks. Okay. And initially it was used to ask for 20 marks, so obviously no, it had some valid point. But now if it is for 10 marks only, and depending on the time also, so no need to repeat all the rules. So you can randomly pick 2 3 rules and you can write. It's up to you. So this is after this particular table, you just mention all the rules. So here I have written the example of 2 rules in this particular thing. For example, the first rule I have written: if the dirt of the cloth is small and there is no grease, then wash time is very small. If the dirt on the cloth is large and there is large grease, then the wash time is very long. So these 2 rules I have mentioned. Now after this, After this, once the decision table is made, now it's our responsibility to evaluate the rules. Okay, we have to evaluate the rules, whatever rules we are making, these 9 rules, whether they are valid or not, right? So we have to assume certain values, and based on that, those values, we have to calculate whether the output is coming properly or not. So many times they will give you certain values. Okay, for example, here inputs we are taking as x and y, that is what the dirt and grease. So many times they will give you certain values for x and y, that you assume this much amount of dirt and this much amount of grease, and then try to calculate the wash time. And if they have not given any values, then from your side you are supposed to assume certain values, and you are supposed to verify the rules. So this step we have to do, whether irrespective of whether they are mentioning any values in the question or not, right? So let's try to evaluate our rules. So the rule evaluation, what we are saying, that assume the sensor reading of dirt x0 equal to 60, right? That means I am taking the x value as 60 and the grease equal to 70. So I am assuming that 60% grease is there and 70% this sorry 60% dirt is there and the 70% grease is there. So they have to be matched against the approximate terms in the figure. Okay, that's okay. So basically here we have to take the two values, x equal to 60 and y equal to 70. Now for these two values, for x equal to 60 and y equal to 70, we have to evaluate the rules. Now how to solve this particular thing? So the x value is 60. X means what? The dirt is given, and the y value is 70. So y is what? Grease is given. Now by looking at this particular value, x equal to 60, you are supposed to go in the equation of the dirt. Okay, because this value is what? About dirt. So we will go in the equation of dirt to find out where this 60 value falls in which particular equation. So let's go to the dirt equation. This is my dirt equation. So if we see here, the first equation is what? It's up to less than equal to 50. The second equation is also less than equal to 50, right? But the third equation, this equation is what? It's from 50 to 100. So 60 value fall in this particular equation. Similarly, if we see, and this equation is for medium dirt. Okay, medium dirt, 100 minus x upon 50. So this is one equation, and the second equation is for large dirt. So there are two equations. One is for medium dirt and second is for large dirt, and where the value 60 is present. So now what we can do, we can equate this equation. First of all, we can substitute the values of x, and to get the value of this mu of md and mu of ld, that is medium dirt and large dirt. So in place of x, you can substitute the value of that x equal to 60, and you can get like this. For example, mu of medium dirt of 60 will be equal to what? 4 by 5. Mu of large dirt of 60 will be equal to 1 by 5. Why? Because if you substitute 60 in the equations, here in the third equation, let's say 100 minus 60, right? So the 100 minus 60 will be what? 40. 40 upon 50 will be what? 4 by 5. So that's why this is mu of md of x is equal to 4 by 5, one part. And the second is x minus 50 upon 50. So here if we will substitute 60 minus 50 upon 50, so this will be what? 1 by 5, right? Because this will be 10 upon 50, so 1 by 5. So mu of large dirt of x will be equal to 1 by 5. So whether you understood this particular part, all of you, what I've taken the x value is equal to 60, and then I try to search in which particular equation this value is appearing, right? And I've taken that, but those equations, and I substituted the value of x, and then I calculated what I am getting as medium dirt and large dirt. So till here clear, all of you? If you have any doubt, please ask me. In the similar way, we'll be doing for grease also.
Sir, could you explain this once again, please?
Okay. So this step we are doing after the decision table. So we are doing the fifth step as rule evaluation. So I told you that in the question, most of the time they will give you the input values, but if they are not mentioning any input values, so from our side, we can assume any values and then we can go for the rule evaluation. So let's say, suppose we are taking the sensor reading of dirt as 60% and grease y equal to 70%. So two values we have taken, x equal to 60 and y equal to 70. Now for these two values, we want to determine what will be the wash time. So for determining this wash time, first we will take x equal to 60. So x value is 60, that means this is a dirt value, right? So we will see in the equation of dirt where this 60 is present, in which particular equation this 60 is coming. So we'll go in the dirt equation part, and by seeing at the equation, the limits of the equation, right, we can see that the 60 is falling in this particular equation, right? Because here x value is from 50 to 100, right? Because these two equations are till 50 only, but these two equations for 50 to 100. So x is falling in the third equation and this fourth equation. So what we have to do, we have to simply substitute the x value in that equation. So if you are trying to substitute the value of x in this equation, 100 minus 60 upon 50, so it will give you 100 minus 40, sorry, 100 minus 60 upon 50. So this will give you 4 by 5, because 40 by 50, so 4 by 5. This means mu of md of x is equal to 4 by 5. This is one. And the second will be mu of ld of x is equal to x minus 50. That means 60 minus 50 upon 50. So 1 by 5, right? So mu of ld of x will be 1 by 5. So these two values we have collected. Similarly, y is equal to 70. So we will go in the equation of this grease to find out where this 70 is coming. If we see here the equation, so just like dirt, the 70 is also falling in these two equations. Okay, the third and the fourth one. So we will calculate mu of medium grease of y is equal to 100 minus 70, that is 30 by 50, so 3 by 5. And the second one will be what? Mu of large grease of y is equal to 70 minus 50 upon 50. So this will be what? 2 by 5, right? So two values we have collected from grease and two values we have collected from dirt. Okay. So this is how I have written. Mu of md of 60 is 4 by 5. Mu of ld of 60 is what? Large dirt, 1 by 5. These two values. Then similarly, mu of mg of 70 is 3 by 5. And mu of lg 70 is what? 2 by 5. So four values we got. Now after getting these values, we will try to determine the induced decision table for washing machine. Induced decision table. So the way we design that particular decision table, in the similar way, now from these four rules, we will going to make the induced decision table. So what do you mean by this? Simply you just write the values of grease in the column wise like this. So we got two values. Mu of mg 70 is 3 by 5 and mu of lg 70 is what? 2 by 5. Similarly, this first row and first column I have taken as 0 0. Okay, and then the mu of md 60 I have taken 4 by 5. This we got, and the mu of ld is 1 by 5. If you see here, these four values we got, and from these four values we will try to make the induced decision table. So leave these values and just try to predict how much time it will require in terms of the linguistic variable. So if the dirt is medium, if the medium dirt is there and the medium grease is there, then wash time will be what? So you can just check from the table above. Here we have taken, if the medium dirt is there and the medium grease is there, then the wash time will be medium. So I have simply written over here in the induced table mu m of z. Okay, mu m of z. Similarly, if the medium dirt is there and the large grease is there, so if the medium dirt is there and the large grease is there, what we have done in the decision table, medium dirt and large grease, so the time required will be large. So here I've written what? L, large, mu L of Z. Similarly, if you see this particular mu LD, that is the large dirt and medium grease, so the time required will be what? Large, so mu L of Z. And if large dirt and large grease is there, then it will be very large, so mu of VL of Z. This we have to write from the above table only. Okay, from the above table, this particular table only. So only here we are writing the notation. So we have shown that for this particular rule, if we will consider these two values, this will be the output. Okay, if we will consider these two rules, then this will be output. So the four rules to be fired can be expressed formally as, now we are writing in words. Okay, all the four rules which we have just induced. Okay, so these four rules we are writing in words. So the rule number one is what? If so, rule number one is what? If the dirt is medium and the medium grease. Okay, so we will require wash time as what? Medium. So it's the same thing I've written here. If x is md and y is mg, then so in place of md and mg, you can write medium dirt and medium grease, and y is mg, then z is m. That is z is medium. Wash time is medium. Similarly, the second rule I have written: if x is medium dirt and y is large dirt, then z is large. Okay, or long time. So here don't leave any rule. Okay, all the rules you please write in words, all the four rules. So only four rules are there, and you're supposed to mention all the four rules in words. So till here, any doubt till this particular point? If we have any,
No, sir.
yeah,
No doubt, sir.
okay, okay. Now, so we are having these four rules. Now we have to determine the strength. Okay, the strength of the rules, strength of the four rules. So okay. So strength of the four rules. So the first rule we are considering, so leave this alpha 22 and 23. This notation I have given, like for example, alpha 22 is what? So for example, this first row I am considering as 1, okay, the first column and the first row. And then this row I am considering as 2. And this is my second column. So these are denoted by alpha 22, okay? Second row, second column, right? So second row and the third column. So in this way, I've represented this. But if you don't represent this way, doesn't matter. Okay. What we are supposed to find out, we are supposed to find out, determine the strength of the rule. So what is important is we will calculate like this: if mu md of 60 and mu mg of 70 is equal to, so that means two things are there. If the dirt is medium and medium grease is there, that's why we are doing the AND operation. Okay. If you see here, we are doing the AND operation, mu md of 60, and then the intersection mu AND operation, mu mg of 70. So how to find out AND or okay, for AND we try to find out the minimum value. So from the fuzzy sets, we know this particular thing. So we will try to find out here the minimum of both the values. So the mu md of 60 is 4 by 5 and mu mg of 70 is 3 by 5. So from this, whichever is the minimum value, you are supposed to take this. So obviously the first one is 4 by 5 and this is second one is 3 by 5. This is a smaller value. So we will take that particular value. Similarly, alpha 2-3 rule. So this is this particular rule, mu md and then mu lg. So for this rule, again we will take the values minimum of 4 by 5 and 2 by 5. You are simply supposed to substitute the values, and then from this I am getting 2 by 5. Then for the next rule, mu ld of 60 intersection mu mg of AND operation mu mg of 70. So I'm considering minimum of 1 by 5 comma 3 by 5. So this is my 1 by 5. And the last rule is mu ld of 60 and mu lg of 70 is equal to minimum of 1 by 5 comma 2 by 5. And that will be 1 by 5. So we have calculated these four values by doing what? AND operation. Now from these four values, okay, from these four values, so you can make a fuzzy set like this. Fuzzy set is equal to, the first value is 3 by 5, the second value is 2 by 5, the third value is 1 by 5, and the fourth value is also 1 by 5. And you can represent in the same table, because if the mu md is there, mu mg is there, so we got 3 by 5. So all the four rules ka values you can just represent in that particular induced table. Okay, so you can make the fuzzy set and you can represent the values, you can put the values in that induced table. Now from this, From this, for doing the max operation, okay, for doing the max operation, consider the max value from the fuzzy set, which is 3 by 5. So from out of all these four values, we have to consider the max value. So why we are considering the max value, I'll let you know later. But just remember now, currently we are focusing on how we are solving this particular problem. So just focus after formation of this fuzzy set and writing in this particular induced table. Then from all the values, we have to find out for the maximum operation which value we are supposed to take. So for the maximum operation, consider the max value. So if you see all the four values, here we got the max values were 3 by 5. So we are selecting that particular value. And this value is for mu m of z. This 3 by 5 is for mu m of z. If you see the induced table here, so this value we are selecting where the medium dirt is there and the medium grease is there. Okay. And what we got, that we will require medium time to wash, and representation is what mu m of z. So this is what we selected. So for the max operation, consider max value from the fuzzy set, which is 3 by 5, which is mu m of z. Now after this step, the next step is what? Denormalization. Okay, denormalization. So in this particular step, now we got 3 by 5 as what? Mu m of z. Now we will go in the medium equation of output time. Okay, the time wash time equation for the medium, and then we will try to substitute the 3 by 5 value over there. So let's go to the wash time equation. Wash time equation is this one. Now here we are having for the medium two equation. One is z minus 10 upon 50, and the second equation is 40 minus z upon 15. So two equations we are having. So simply you equate these two equations by 3 by 5. Okay, by 3 by 5. So two equations we are having. One z minus 10 by 15 is equal to 3 by 5 I am equating, and the second I am saying 40 minus z upon 15 equal to 3 by 5. So these two equations I am having, and then I am calculating one value z is equal to 19, and from this particular equation I will calculate z is equal to maybe 31. It's 31. Okay, and then just take the average of both the values. So z is equal to 19 plus 31 divided by 2. So 50 by 2. So it will take 25 minutes. Right? So z we got what? 25 minutes. So in short, what we got, that if the dirt is on the cloth is 60%, so 60% you can assume that it's nearly half percentage there. That means half the cloth is dirty, 50% dirt is there, and similarly the 70% grease is there. Then we will require the wash time as what? Medium. Okay, so wash time medium. So that means what? So simply you can see here the medium wash time. That means we are coming closer to, see, the 60 minutes we have taken, right? So the half will be what? 30 minutes, and we got the answer as what? 25 minutes. So it's okay, and somewhat we are very close to the answer, and we will always get the approximate answer, right? So our rule is proper. Now how to verify this? So for first part, what we got, for the some particular amount of dirt and grease, we got this particular thing. Now we can assume that if x is equal to 80%, y equal to 90%, and the next rule will be, let's say, for if it will be a very large time or large time, then it should increase. Obviously from this particular rule, the next value should increase, because we have increased the dirt level also, and we have increased what? The grease level also. So the time should come more in this particular assumption, right? So for these two values also, we can solve this, and we can show that the values are coming, that wash time is coming greater than this particular thing. So in the exam, if we solve till here, it's enough, no problem at all. By taking one values, and you can show the rule evaluation, and our rule is coming properly. So whatever we have written in the words, approximately we are getting the same thing. So which rule we have evaluated? We have evaluated that if the dirt is medium and the medium grease is there, then we will require the medium wash time, and that That's what it's evaluated. And if you want to evaluate with one more value, so obviously you can go with another value. This will evaluate more even, because here we have taken more dirt and more grease. So the wash time, if you see here, it's coming 52 minutes, which is more than this particular Z equal to 25 minutes. So our design is proper. So till here, it will complete all the step. Okay. And this, the fifth step, this fifth step was actually, it's a defudgification step. So here you can, after this induced decision table, you can put one more point over here, that this is a, let's say, fifth step or sixth step, and then this will be the last step as seventh step. Okay, so you can divide this, one defudgification step, and then the last one will be denormalization. So in the denormalization step, we are calculating the value of Z. Now, what I'll tell you, that you take x equal to 80% and y equal to 90% and try to solve by yourself and see whether you are getting or not. If you are able to solve this particular thing properly, then that means you have understood properly this particular problem. So just do the rule evaluation part for x equal to 80 and y equal to 90. You are supposed to solve from this particular part. Okay, from this particular table. So that means from here, the rule evaluation. From the rule evaluation, you are supposed to solve. You're supposed to take y equal to 80, and this equal to, sorry, x equal to 80, y equal to 90, and then you are supposed to solve from this rule evaluation part. See whether you are able to solve or not. If you are having any doubt, please ask me. But get it clear today, this particular problem. Yeah, if you have any doubt, you can ask me, and try to solve step by step from rule evaluation part. And later, after this particular lecture, whenever you will have the time, try to solve entire problem. Okay, all the steps. If you practice 2-3 times, then this problem is very simple, and you will be able to remember the steps also.
Sir, can you scroll to the defuzzification part?
Okay. So this is scanned wrongly. It's coming in between. So this is my defudgification step. So in the defudgification step, simply what I've done, I've written the intersection of I mean the AND operation of my induced table. That's it. So basically, for all the four rules, I'm calculating what my AND operation to determine the value, certain values, and then out of those four values, I've converted into fuzzy set. And for maximum operation, I'm selecting the 3 by 5 as the max value for the maximum operation. And then based on this 3 by 5, because I've selected this particular rule, and this rule is coming for medium dirt and medium grease. So in the table, I saw that if the dirt is medium and the medium grease is there, it will require medium wash time. So I went to the medium wash time equation, and I got two equation over there. So I basically equated this 3 by 5 value with both the equations, and I determined two values, Z1 and Z2, let's say, and then finally I averaged both the values. Okay, and I got 25 minutes.
And sir, the next step.
Okay, this one.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So can you show the defuzzification step for alpha 33, the last element?
Alpha 3, this one. So it's
Yes.
a mu LD of 60, then and mu LG of 70 is equal to minimum of 1 by 5 comma 2 by 5, which is coming 1 by 5.
So the second one is mu of G, right? Grease.
The second one is this one, right? So it's a mu MD, medium dirt and large grease.
No, for the alpha 33, it is mu LD for dirt and
Mu,
LG for grease.
yeah.
Okay, sir. So you can change the slide to the next step.
Okay.
सर वो लास्ट का 80% और 90% का क्या है? तो नहीं समझा हूँ।
लास्ट का क्या है 80? हाँ, ओके, वो
Equal to 80%.
so I told that for x equal to 80 and y equal to 90, solve in the similar way, the way we solved x equal to 60 and y equal to 70. So try to get the values for wash time. Assume that the dirt is 80% and this grease is 90%, and then try to solve how much wash time you will require to wash the clothes. So x equal to 80 you can take and y equal to 90 you can take. And in similar fashion, you can start from the rule evaluation point, and then you can solve in the similar fashion the way we solve this particular question for x equal to 60 and y equal to 70. Understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, now we can proceed to the next problem. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. So let's take this particular problem. So these two problems are very important. So let's see this problem. Design a fuzzy logic controller for a train approaching. Design a fuzzy logic controller for a train approaching, leaving a station. The input are distance from the station and speed of the train. Okay, so two inputs are given. The input are distance from the station and the speed of the train. So basically this particular problem is what? For a train approaching to a station or leaving a station. Okay, so the input are distance from the station and speed of the train. Output is amount of brake power used. Output is amount of brake power used. So use 4 descriptors for each variable and approximated defuzzification method. So it's up to you. You can, they've given 4 descriptors for each variable, and they have said that use approximated defuzzification method. So the solution is again in the similar way. The first step will be what? Choosing out the linguistic variables. So the linguistic variables we are choosing, and they have told that use the 4 descriptors. So we are taking the 4 descriptors. So the first one is distance, second is speed, and then the output is brake power. So for the distance we are taking, again it's up to you what you want to take. I have taken 4 descriptors as very far as VF, far, that this distance is distance from the station. Okay, so for near and very near, so N for near and very near, VN. And for speed I have taken slow, normal speed, high speed, and very high speed. Slow speed, normal speed, high speed, and very high speed. Then brake power, so very low, very light, heavy, and very heavy. So very light brake power, or light heavy brake power, or very heavy brake power. This is for example if train is very fast and it's near the station, then to stop the train at the station we have to apply very heavy brake. Okay, so the power of brake should be very heavy. So the problem is like this. Okay, so the 3 things are there. The distance and speed are the input variables, and the output variable is brake power. So whether this step is completed, all of you can take 4 descriptor variables. So first step, choosing out the linguistic variable. Then the second step, normalization. So here we can choose the scale basically. For example, for distance we are choosing out, so 0 to 500 meter. Okay, so since this is a train, we are choosing the distance in this particular way, 0 to 500 meter. And then the speed I am taking 0 to 100 kilometer per hour. And then the brake power 0 to 100%. Okay, distance will vary depending on the type of vehicle. If it is a plane, then this distance may vary even more, because for plane 500 meter is nothing, right? So according to that we have to assume. And the second is speed here I have taken as 0 to 100 kilometer per hour, normally in scenario of Indian Railways. Okay, and then the brake power 0 to 100%. So this is my normalization. Then go to fuzzification step. So in the fuzzification step, we have to draw basically the charts for all the input and output variables, and then we have to write the equation. Okay, so for the distance, then for speed, and then for output variable, that is brake power, and then we have to write the equation. So let me show you. This is the distance. So for distance, I've again assume over here x variable, okay, and these values are I've taken, I mean it's a very, it's not in proper sequence, okay, but I'll suggest you to choose the same values, and then later if you want you can modify these values according to your suitable values. Okay, so I've taken 0, then the 90, then 130 is there, then this is 220 is there, 260 is there, 350 is there, 390 is there, 500 is there. So this is distance. So you can assume any values, no doubt, no problem at all. So at present, just write the same values. So the first one is 0 to 130. Okay, 0 to 130, it's very near. Then 90, and then this is 260. So 90 to 260, this is near. And this is middle point where it's coming at 175, let's say. And then this 220 to 390, and the middle point is coming at 305. This is far. And then 350 to this 500, 350 to this 500, and this is very far. Completed, all of you? Okay, then let's go to speed. So this is my speed graph. I've taken here y variable, and for this one I've taken the values as 0. This is my 10, 20, this is 30, 40, this is 55 point, middle point, then 70, 80, 100. And this middle point is what? 25. So 10, 20, 25, 30, 40, 55, 70, 80, 100. Take the same values, and then later you can modify according to the way you will be solving the problem. Now currently take the same value so that our answer will match. So 0 to 20, this is our slow speed. Okay, and then 10 to 40, this is our normal speed. And the middle point is 25. 30 to 80, it's a high speed, and the middle point is 55. 70 to 100, this is very high speed. Okay, 70 to 100. So whether all of you can see the pointer which I'm pointing, right? Because I think you all are not able to see the pointer. Can you see the pointer where I'm pointing with the mouse?
Yes, sir. But
Yes,
sir,
sir.
is it very small?
It's very small. Okay, okay. Because by mobile also I have connected, and the mobile I'm not able to see. So maybe on the laptop you might be able to see. Okay. Okay. So this is my third graph. This is for the amount of brake power applied. And here I've considered the values at 10, then 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, 100. And then 0 to 20, this is very low, very light, let's say very light. And 10 to 40, it's light. And the middle point is 25. 30 to 80, it's heavy. And the middle point is 50. And then 70 to 100, okay. Draw this properly. 70 to 100, this is very high, very heavy. Finished? So after drawing this, just write the equation for all the three graphs. The first one, okay, first one is for distance. So the distance is what? We can represent is by x variable, so mu distance of x. Now we are having this very near, then the near, then the far, and the very far. Okay, so let's write the equation for all these three, all the types of values. So for the very near, if you see in the graph, this is very near, so there is only one line, and this is what? A decreasing line. If you see the near, it's increasing line and the decreasing line. Similarly for the far, it's increasing and the decreasing, and for very far, it's increasing line only. So for the near and the far, there are two lines, and the for very near and the very far, they are only single line. So let's write the equation for this. If you take the very near of x, so very near of x will be what? You see here, this very near of x is what? A decreasing line. So for writing the equation of decreasing line, I told you that always see the below point, this down point, and this is what? A 130. So what you can do, you can take the 130 minus the variable name. Variable name is what? X. So 130 minus x divided by this 130 minus 0. Okay, so divided by 130. And what will be the range? And range will be what? X is from 0 to 130. Okay, so 130 minus x divided by 130. Similarly, you write the equation for near. So for the near, we are having two equations for this increasing line and the decreasing line. So basically, you have to perform the same step, and you are supposed to write all the equations. And this is what I've written the equation. I hope the equation should be right. So I request all of you to write the equations and keep ready this problem till equations for the next lecture. So till here, let's say suppose we have completed till the equation part, and then in the similar, and what you can do for tomorrow, you can solve the first problem washing machine completely properly, so that you can remember all the steps and what we are doing in every step, because that is more important, understanding each and every step. And then if any problem is given to you, you will be able to solve it if you remember all the steps properly. So here I'm giving this as a homework so that you can write the equation, and then tomorrow you can just copy all this, and then we can proceed with the further steps. Now, if you're having any doubt in this entire controller problem, you can ask me from any step if you want me to repeat. So I again show you the washing machine problem. So basically, these two problems are very famous problem, and these two are very important in almost every exam. If you open the paper, okay, any question paper, these two problems, either one will be there, either train problem or the washing machine problem. Okay. So for this particular problem, the first step, linguistic variable, second normalization, where we write the scales, we choose the scale, and then the third is what, fuzzification step, where we basically draw the graph and write the equations. And then the next step, that is what, if then rules. Here we write all the if then rules, but based on the decision table. So first we try to make the decision table, and then we write all the rules. And the fifth step is what, rule evaluation, where we take two values, we assume certain values to evaluate any particular rule. Okay, so for example, in this problem we have taken x as what, 60 and y as 70 to evaluate this particular rule. And then we have solved this, we have drawn the induced table, then for whatever four rules we got, we have written all the four rules. Then we went to the defuzzification step. In defuzzification step, basically we do what, we try to find out the strength of each and every rule. So first we are doing the mean operation, and then we are doing the max operation. So this is mean max. If you remember, we are having two types of composition, max mean and mean max. This is, we are doing mean max. So mean max, first we are calculating the mean values, and out of all these fuzzy set values which we got, we will try to determine the max values. So first we will make the fuzzy set. So we made the fuzzy set as what, 4 values. Then we substituted in the induced table, and then for maximum operation we are considering the max value, that is what, a 3/5. And then after this, the last step is what, denormalization, because this value we got for the wash time. So we will try to find out for me mz, that is for the medium wash time, how many equations are there, right? And then we can go in the equations and we can see how many equations are there, and then there we can equate with those equations this 3/5 value. And then we are getting one equation is z minus 10 upon 15, and this another equation is 40 minus z upon 15. So we substituted, we got the two values, and we just did what, we average both the value, we got 25 minutes. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me, otherwise we can stop now. And for the next 10 problem, we just complete till the equation part, and then further we can solve in the next lecture.